Hi, Kiahi Palaio here, and today I'm going to chat with you about the number one mistake I see sellers of property make when they're deciding to sell a property. And the number one mistake they make is they choose the wrong person. Now I say person because they might choose an agent or they might choose a real estate broker. But either way, they choose the wrong person to represent them. So let's talk about how people can choose the wrong person. Notice that I said person, not company, because the first error that a seller can make is to choose a company and then allow that company to dictate the person that they work with. Let me explain. The bottom line in selling real estate is that a company is only as good as the agent that represents you and represents that company. So many times I'll see folks choose a large, well-known company, and what ends up happening is they might get a first-time agent or a brand new agent, or they may get someone who doesn't have the experience level that they need because the company assigned them a person. So first and foremost, you want to choose the person, not the company. Secondly, when you're choosing a person, you want to make sure that they have the expertise to sell your property. Just because someone has a real estate license does not mean they necessarily have the experience or expertise to sell your property. Case in point, I'll see many owners choose to list with a property manager. And I can tell you that if you manage property, your expertise is in managing property. It's my opinion that those skills don't necessarily translate to selling real estate. In fact, many property managers don't sell a lot of real estate, even though their license allows them to do so. Selling real estate is a subspecialty in the real estate business, and you want someone, in my opinion, again, that sells lots of property on a regular basis. So choose someone that sells real estate as a starting point, not managing it. Now, the second area is that there are subspecialties of areas, subspecialties of property types, subspecialties of legal issues that might affect a property. You want to be sure that whatever the given circumstances of your sale, you want to be sure that the agent or broker that you hire understands those problems and issues that you have, because you need the person with experience in those areas. Now, the third area that I see people making mistakes in choosing a person to represent them is they either hire a family member or a friend and or both. And what ends up happening is it goes back to what we talked about. Does that person have the requisite knowledge to sell the property for you? Or are you just hiring them because they're your friend or they're your brother? Now, for most people, the sale of a piece of real estate, is the single largest transaction they will do in a year, the single largest business transaction. And as a result, don't you think it makes sense, since there's so much at risk, that you get a professional, experienced person working for you, rather than choosing them because they went to high school with you or they were in college with you? And along those lines, simple decision-making metric is to ask a person, are you full-time in the business? Because if someone is not full-time in the business, you are not, in my opinion, getting a person that's going to play at the level that you need them to play at. All right? So, the number one decision you have to make when deciding to sell a piece of real estate in Hawaii and in Honolulu is to choose the right person. because everything else flows from there. And if you make the wrong decision with that person in the sale of your Honolulu real estate, you could be setting yourself up to have problems throughout the entire transaction. So if you'd like to chat with me, or if you have a piece of Honolulu real estate you want to get an opinion on, feel free to call me or email me. Thanks so much, and I appreciate you listening. Aloha.